Hello beautiful people, Dale here. So I often get asked, what is a kinesiologist? Kinesiology in itself is the study of human movement. When I give that answer, usually the response is, oh, is that in some sort of sports? Do you get to help athletes with their injuries? Well, we can as kinesiologists. But athletes are humans as well, and as humans we all go through a bout of injury, so that's one aspect that kinesiologists can help with, is the rehabilitation of an injury or returning to function. Now the reason why we're here today is not to work necessarily on a rehabilitation of an injury, maybe that's where you're at. But hopefully the focus is a prevention of, so we're going through movements and continuing to practice movements to help with the prevention of injury. So with that said, we're going to get into a little bit of a movement practice. We'll pick up our heart rate a little bit and we'll see where it goes. So we're going to focus on 3 things during this session. We're going to maintain an upright posture as best as we're able. We're going to work on making our movements as big as possible. Again, as much as we're able. And also we're going to work on our breath. So if we find ourselves holding our breath in any sort of position we're in, just encouraging a continuous breath. Again, as best as we're able. So from here, let's begin. First movement is going to be some nice big hand motions. Now, it probably looks like we're wiping a window with both hands. You might be saying to yourself, Dale, I don't wash windows with both hands. Well, if you did, you'd probably get it done in half the time, sorry. So we're going to work on this movement. And we're going to roll through this about 10 times. So working on sitting up nice and tall. We're about halfway through this. Nice continuous breath. Okay? And making your movement a little bit bigger each time. Alright, that feels like about 10. We'll come to a slow pause and we'll work around in the other direction. Same idea. Okay? Again, we're going to work through each movement that we do. Around 10 times. Okay. We're working on pulling our elbows back as much as we're able. That's part of making the movement a little bit bigger. Very nice. Alright, so then we'll take a little bit of a breather. Okay. The next movement we're going to do is a seated burpee. That's going to look something like this. Obviously it'll be very modified. Burpees can make people cringe if we're familiar with a burpee. But what we're going to do here is we're going to work on touching down to the ground as low as we can. And then we're going to reach up as high in the air as we can. So we're creating space in between our knees and our feet to touch down. We're bringing those legs back in and reaching upwards. Okay? So we're going to work on doing this. Again, about 10 times. Go at your own pace. Nice continuous breath. Very good. All right. That's about 10 right there. Now if you're already able to get 10 in, or if you're still closing in on 10, keep at it. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on some rotation, some upper body rotation. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on bringing our hands behind our head as much as we're able. Now we're not collapsing down on the neck at all. We're just keeping the hands, elbows, shoulders back. Okay? Just placing the hands behind the head, nice and gentle. And what we're going to do from here, so nice wide stance, is we're going to work on rotating to the left as much as we're able. Coming back through center and rotating to the right. Very good. Rotate one way, then the other. Now with this particular movement, I find myself holding my breath a little bit at times, especially if I get to this end range. So we'll just work on encouraging the breath, or reminding ourselves of the breath as much as possible. So just breathe, just breathe. Keep it up, you're doing great. We're about halfway there. We're doing 10 on each side. Keep breathing. Last one here, last one. Very good. All right, so let those shoulders relax. That one can get the shoulder talking. So if you needed to duck out a little bit before that, no sweat, no sweat. You can always come back to this one, okay? Roll those shoulders out a bit. Try and sit up nice and tall, or sitting up nice and tall, okay? Here's the next one. We're gonna come back to this movement here. And what we're gonna do from here is we're going to work on touching to the opposite knee. So we're making as much space as we can through this area here. So we're really trying to shine that heart up, okay? And then we're gonna work on closing that space off by lifting our knee up to our elbow, okay? So on one side, and then the other side, okay? We're gonna do 5 on each here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. And we'll take a little bit of a breather. We'll get back into that one here in a moment. Okay? Sit up nice and tall. Try to maintain that upright posture. Some nice cleansing breaths. Very good. Now we're going to do 5 more of those exact same movements each side. Let's get it. 1, 2, resetting nice and tall. 3, 1 more. All right. Well done, everyone. Thanks a lot for your time and energy. And as a friendly remembering from a kinesiologist, go grab yourself a drink of water after a movement session. Your mind and your body will very much appreciate it. Catch you on the flip side. Take care.